Hello. Thank you for clicking on my video. I'll be doing a cash planning today just of $70. This is money that I was gifted. It was just given to me by my dad. So this will be, I guess, kind of a bonus video on top of my bi-weekly paychecks that I typically get. It's not a lot of money, so I don't think this video will be too long today, which is honestly ideal because as usual my phone is about to die and it's on 17%, and I just watched it go from 20% to 17% in like a matter of 1 minute. So I'm kind of getting a bit anxious about that, and I think my goal for my next video I record will be to have my phone at least on 50%. Anywho, so last cash planning, I believe I was drinking on a cinnamon roll iced coffee that I made with Aldi's creamer. This week I'm drinking another iced coffee, and this one I made just with honey and brown sugar. I ran out of creamer, so I kind of had to do whatever I could to make it sweet. But just like last video, if you watched, feel free to comment whatever your favorite drink is at the moment, whether it's coffee, tea, smoothies, whatever your comfort drink is. I would love to hear what you guys are drinking and maybe get some ideas from you all. I'm gonna keep it out of shot this time just because I feel like there's too much going on in my setup, and I would most likely end up knocking my coffee over if I try to fit it in somewhere. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start with the savings challenges this time around, just because I think it'll be a bit easier for me to plan those. And this is not really money that, this is not money that I'm really relying on to cover bills or anything. So I think it would be great to get some savings challenges out of the way and just make some progress there. So first one I'll start with, if you're able to see, my $500 saving challenge. Last time I was able to mark off the $7 option, so this time I'm gonna just go in order and we'll do $8, and then I'll probably just work my way up from there, or maybe backwards. Part of me did think it would be smart to start with the higher bills and then work my way down, so just get the hard stuff out of the way first. But ultimately it will just depend on how much money I have to work with. So $70 minus 8, $62 remains for us to figure something out. Oh, I wrote that on the wrong one. Oopsies. $8 for $500 savings challenge. Save the date though. I will go ahead and do that one next anyway, so that's not really too big of a deal. That one's gonna be pretty easy. My save the date is just something I made for myself to save money every Thursday for the month of July. I may or may not continue this on like through August and the rest of the year. It'll just really depend on how much money I'm bringing in. I don't want to have too many challenges and sinking fund categories going on, because if that is the case, I know I won't be able to stuff all of them and then I'll get a bit discouraged. But I'm gonna do my best to try to keep up with July. So I have all the Thursdays listed here, and in total it should save me about $80. And then I will reallocate this money to wherever I see best fit at the end of July. So next number, our next date will be July 9th is what I'm saving for. So we're just gonna go ahead and do $9 for save the date. But anyway, how has y'all's day been? My day has been super busy. I'm filming this on a Thursday. I just subtracted 9, so I have $53 left to budget with. And Thursdays and Fridays are kind of hectic for me because I work from home and I have my daughter home with me. And so I'm kind of balancing both things at once. Luckily today, work wasn't super busy, but she is a toddler, she's energetic, so that's always a lot to deal with. But she's super fun and I love being able to spend time with her. So feel free to comment down below, how's your day going? Next challenge. Oh, let me go back into this. I just decided that $15 for Freebie Fridays will be probably the most realistic thing for me to do. So I'm gonna automatically go ahead and just put $15 there. And then I wanted to show you guys something new that I want to start on. But first let me do $15 Freebie Friday. So that leaves us with $38 remaining to budget from. But anyway, Women in Faith collab. This is something that was started by Hands of Provision. I believe her name is Mary. Then I think the other collaborator was Michelle Plans. I believe I have that correct. If I don't have it correct, I'll put their like usernames and names on the screen. But it's going to be 12 different women, 12 different savings challenges, and they're all freebies. So I have Mary's downloaded right here. And I'll also link where you can get the freebies from below. It's in their Ko-fi accounts, or Ko-fi. I never know how to pronounce that. But all of the creators will have a week to share their testimonies. They all created their own savings challenges, and they're pretty easy numbers to reach. I believe each challenge in the freebie, they all save a total like $10, so pretty simple. But when I found out about this from Budget with Elma, I was just too excited because I love like pretty much all things faith related. Budgeting is basically a hobby of mine, so combining the two together was just so exciting for me. So I'm kind of just planning to go in the order that the women will share their testimonies in. So Mary's will be first. So I have her freebie right here. And I think my plan will just be to, I don't know, either save one or two numbers each week. It'll just kind of depend. But this is actually something that I rolled for a bit earlier on when my dad first gave me the money. I don't have actual physical dice, so I use the dice like the Google roll dice. So I did go ahead and roll for this already, and I rolled a 3. So that's what we will be budgeting for and saving here. But I'll just try to keep up with this and watch each of their testimonies as they post each week. So just wanted to show you guys something new that I'm gonna try to keep up with as well. I'm just hoping I don't get too carried away with trying to do too many challenges at once, because I've mentioned previously that I used to have 24 sinking funds, and it just got pretty overwhelming pretty quickly. Maybe if I keep up with this for a while, it won't be so rough and having so many categories and challenges to do, but as someone like fairly new to this, having that many was kind of stressful. But hopefully one day we'll get there, because I do like the idea of having things pretty organized and having a lot of different categories. It just will help me know what exactly I'm saving for, and I have a lot of goals in mind, and I just want to have my money in order. Okay, so sinking funds, I already came through and wrote down which sinking funds I will be budgeting for. We will not be able to stuff all of them, of course. At this point, we only have $35 left that we'll be budgeting from, and I'll just be trying to put a little bit in each of these categories listed here. So we're skipping household, baby necessities. I'm gonna go ahead and do $10 just because I believe I already have 10 in here. Yes, there's $10 currently in here, and I decided that this category will basically just be for diapers. I feel like that is probably the biggest expense that is recurring, and maybe wipes, but even then wipes are less expensive than diapers, and I buy wipes in bulk, and I get them from Kroger or Meyer, and a bulk box of diapers, like maybe a 9 or 10 pack I think is what it is, lasts like over a month. We really don't run through wipes too fast, so I'm not even too concerned about that. And then even then, I think a bulk pack of wipes maybe only cost anywhere from like $15 to $20 for me in my area. So really diapers is the main thing I'm wanting to be on top of here. And I mentioned it in, I think it was my last cash planning video, but if you didn't watch it, I got ahead on diapers this month because my mom brought me like 3 boxes of diapers, and I haven't had to spend a penny on diapers in the month of June. So I'm just trying to get ahead while I can and save up for that. So when I do need to buy diapers again, we're ready. Okay, I don't know why I wrote this down for fun. Let me go ahead and subtract the 10 before I forget. We have $25 left to work with. And then for fun, I actually don't know if I will end up putting anything in here, because this is one of those categories, along with household, where I feel like I might just prefer to spend it on our card. And also, I don't really have anything coming up at the moment where I feel like I need to budget for fun. I'm still kind of at the point where I'm trying to figure out what works for me when it comes to budgeting and cash planning, so I apologize if I seem confused in my own videos, because the reality is I am confused and I'm trying to figure out what works for me. Okay, Christmas is simple. I'm just gonna mark off one of the icons here. I made it to where each tree is equal to $5, and this challenge will save me a total of $175 when I'm done with it. My goal for Christmas is to reach $600 by November, so hopefully I'm able to do that. I literally was just able to stuff Christmas for the first time a couple weeks ago, so we'll see how that works out. But I'm determined to pay for Christmas in full, like just in cash without a credit card this year. Last year, I put a few things on the credit card and even came out of savings for a few things. And it was not a Christmas savings, it was like savings for an entirely different thing. It was like a nest egg I had going for my daughter. And I was just so undisciplined. I came out of her savings to buy like decor for Christmas and stuff. I was so out of control. But I want to be a bit more strict with myself this year. So -5 leaves us with just $20 left, and I'm thinking to just put $5 in future plans and future splurge just to keep up with them. I am not planning for anything specific or anything in the near future for future plans, future splurge. These are just general envelopes that will go towards maybe vacation, new technology, a down payment for a house, investing in a future business. So just general things like that. But I feel like I'm not at the point where I can prioritize those things yet. I'm still wanting to build our emergency fund and stay ahead or have a good buffer on bills. So these are things I do want to still stuff, but I'm just not at a point where I feel like I can really hone down and say, I'm saving for a new laptop, or I'm saving for a home down payment, a car down payment. So just in general, I do want to have the funds going, and it's kind of a catch-all for those future things that I'm hoping to one day be able to do. And then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just not do for fun. I get paid next week, so we will try our best next week to stuff all categories. So for fun, you get something then, and then if not, I always leave a buffer in our checking account if something comes up, like a friend wants to hang out or whatever. I have money where we can do that in our debit card. Okay, month ahead. I always forget and I close this binder before I'm actually done with it, but I have like two different sections, a section for sinking fund, a section for month ahead, but I still need to get like some sort of divider or bookmark for that because I feel like I always forget that the two sections are in the same binder and I end up closing it prematurely. Anyway, month ahead, I wrote down these categories that I was hoping to kind of get a little bit ahead on. So car insurance is the first one I wrote down, and okay, so I just had to go back and double check my math because I just felt like something was off. I knew something would be off because I get carried away talking, and if you watch my past few videos, you know I cannot multitask. So I just went back and double checked my math and like everything I had written down. And I actually only have $10 left to work with, but I had wrote down 4 of my month ahead categories that I was hoping to stuff. But personally, when it comes to my sinking funds, I don't want to put anything less than $5 anywhere. I mean, I know little bits still add up, so I could like put $1 in car insurance and that could be helpful one day. You never know when $1 might count. However, I just don't feel like doing that. So I am going to put $5 in electric and $5 in T-Mobile. My reasoning being, car insurance is due a bit later in the month than my other bills, and I'm filming this at the end of June. I'm blanking on what exact day it is. I think it's like June 24th today, and we're ahead, so we've already got everything covered for July. So I'm saving up for August bills right now, and car insurance is due way later in the month than my other bills. So I just figured I might as well prioritize these two that I wrote down here because they're due like the first week of each month. So I have a bit more time to save for car insurance. And then subscriptions, we don't have a lot of subscriptions, and honestly it's not something I've ever really budgeted for in the past, but I figured it's smart to start budgeting for every little expense, even if it is something pretty small. But anyway, because of that, I just felt comfortable skipping subscriptions because I know we will most likely have this money regardless whether I budget for it or not. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and not stuff everything I was hoping. But like I said, this is just bonus money that I was gifted, so I'm very grateful, and all of this is gonna help me get ahead in some way, and I'm looking forward to my paycheck next week. I think cash stuffing has honestly brought a joy to me when it comes to budgeting and finances, and I love watching these videos. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Sorry if this felt rushed. I promise next video I will make sure my phone is charged. I plan on posting videos every Tuesday at least. If I have extra money and extra time, I will post more videos than that. So if you're interested in following my journey, please feel free to hit subscribe, and don't forget to comment down below what you're drinking on this week, what your comfort drink is. I would love some recommendations, and I'm always open to trying new drinks. So I hope you enjoy your day. Bye.